The Titanic, a name that resonates through history, evoking images of grandeur and tragedy. Even the name is powerful, conjuring visions of an era when human ambition seemed limitless. In 1912, she was the largest ship ever built, a marvel of modern engineering and luxury. People said she was unsinkable, a floating palace that defied the very forces of nature. This is her story, but not the one you always hear. This is about the dreams, the hopes, and the secrets hidden beneath the surface. Beneath the ocean's depths, the Titanic holds secrets that have fascinated and haunted us for over a century. On April 10, 1912, the Titanic left Southampton, England, embarking on her maiden voyage. She was sailing to New York City, a journey that promised new beginnings for many on board. Over 2,200 people were on board, each with their own story, their own dreams. They came from all walks of life, rich businessmen, poor immigrants, families, and individuals all seeking a better future, all dreaming of a new life, a fresh start in a land of opportunity. No one knew what awaited them in the icy Atlantic, the challenges and the fate that lay ahead. The journey began with excitement and hope, a sense of adventure and possibility. But fate, it seemed, had other plans. The Titanic's story is not just about a ship, but about the people, the dreams, and the unforeseen destiny that awaited them. Building the Titanic was a massive task. It took thousands of workers in Belfast, Ireland. The ship's size was astounding. It was over 882 feet long and weighed over 46,000 tons. Few know about the challenges faced during construction. There were material shortages and labor disputes. Even a fire broke out while the ship was being built. These events, though hidden, were omens of the challenges to come. Despite the difficulties, the Titanic launched. She was a marvel of engineering, but pride often comes before a fall, and the Titanic's story was about to take a tragic turn. Most know about the famous millionaires on board, but the Titanic also carried ordinary people with extraordinary stories. There was Daniel Buckley, an Irish teenager traveling to America. He snuck onto the ship, hoping for a better life. There was also the Navratil brothers, two young boys traveling under assumed names. Their story is a mystery even today. These lesser-known passengers remind us that the Titanic's story is not just about the wealthy and famous. It's about the hopes and dreams of people from all walks of life. As the Titanic sank, acts of courage shone through the darkness. We remember the band playing on, but there were other heroes, their stories often untold. John Phillips, the senior wireless operator, tirelessly sent distress signals. He stayed at his post until the very end. The engineers worked feverishly below deck, trying to keep the ship afloat. Their sacrifice bought precious time for others to escape. These acts of bravery, often overlooked, deserve our remembrance. They remind us that even in the face of disaster, the human spirit can shine through. Even now, the Titanic whispers secrets from her watery grave. Some say the ship broke in two while still on the surface, contradicting early beliefs. The discovery of the wreck in 1985 only deepened the mystery. Some artifacts recovered from the site remain unexplained. A pocket watch stopped at the exact time of the sinking. A child's shoe, untouched by time, serves as a haunting reminder of the tragedy. These mysteries keep the story of the Titanic alive. They remind us that some questions may never be answered. Echoes of courage, the musicians who played on. As the Titanic sank, the ship's band played on. They played to calm the passengers, to offer a sense of normalcy amidst chaos. Their bravery has become legend. Led by Wallace Hartley, they played waltzes, ragtime tunes, even hymns. Witnesses said their music continued until the very end. Their instruments fell silent as the ship slipped beneath the waves. The band's selfless act embodies the spirit of courage and sacrifice that marked that tragic night. Their music resonates through time, a testament to the power of the human spirit. Lost and found, treasures from the deep. The story of the Titanic is one of the most compelling and tragic tales in maritime history. When the ship sank on its maiden voyage in 1912, it took with it not only the lives of over 1,500 passengers and crew, but also countless treasures, both grand and personal. The Titanic took with her countless treasures, both grand and personal. These treasures ranged from priceless heirlooms to everyday items that held sentimental value to their owners. Each artifact recovered from the wreck site tells a unique story, offering a glimpse into the lives of those who were aboard the ill-fated ship. Over the years, expeditions have recovered items from the wreck site. These missions are not just about retrieving objects, they are about preserving history and honoring the memory of those who perished. The process of recovery is painstaking and requires advanced technology and expertise. These artifacts offer glimpses into the lives lost and the era in which they lived. From personal belongings like jewelry and letters to larger items like pieces of the ship itself, each recovered object provides a tangible connection to the past. From delicate china used in the first-class dining room, which speaks to the opulence and grandeur of the ship, to more humble items like a leather suitcase filled with a traveler's belongings, each artifact tells a story. To a leather suitcase filled with a traveler's belongings, these items are more than just objects. They are pieces of history that have survived the depths of the ocean to tell their tales. Each artifact tells a story. The stories of love, loss, hope, and despair are encapsulated in these objects, making them invaluable to historians and the general public alike. These recovered treasures serve as poignant reminders of the lives lost and the fragility of life. They remind us of the human cost of the tragedy and the enduring impact it has had on our collective memory. The recovery and preservation of these artifacts allow us to connect with the past and honor the memory of those who perished on that fateful night. Through these efforts, we ensure that the stories of the Titanic and its passengers are not forgotten, but continue to be told for generations to come. The Titanic's shadow, how the world changed. The sinking of the Titanic sent shockwaves around the world. The tragedy led to major changes in maritime safety regulations. New laws required ships to carry enough lifeboats for all passengers and crew. The disaster also highlighted the need for improved communication at sea. The development of sonar technology was spurred by the desire to prevent similar tragedies. The Titanic's legacy, though tragic, led to a safer world. The loss of the Titanic serves as a stark reminder of the importance of vigilance and preparedness, even in the face of technological advancement. A story that never fades. Remembering the Titanic. The Titanic, a name that resonates through history, symbolizes both human ambition and the tragic consequences of hubris. Launched in 1912, she was the largest and most luxurious ship of her time, deemed unsinkable by her creators. Yet her maiden voyage ended in catastrophe. The Titanic sank over a century ago, on the night of April 14, 1912, after striking an iceberg in the frigid waters of the North Atlantic. More than 1,500 lives were lost in this maritime disaster, making it one of the deadliest in history. Yet, her story continues to fascinate and haunt us. Books, movies, and documentaries have kept the memory of the Titanic alive, exploring every facet of her short-lived journey and the lives of those aboard. The ship's grandeur, the opulence of her first-class accommodations, and the stark contrast with the third-class quarters paint a vivid picture of the era. The tragedy reminds us of the power of nature and the fragility of life. The iceberg, a silent and formidable force, brought the mighty Titanic to her knees, a stark reminder that no matter how advanced our technology, nature's power remains supreme. But it also reminds us of courage, selflessness, and the strength of the human spirit. Stories of bravery and sacrifice emerged from that fateful night. Passengers and crew members alike displayed extraordinary acts of heroism, from the musicians who played to calm the passengers, to the engineers who stayed behind to keep the lights on. We remember the victims, honor the heroes, and learn from the mistakes of the past. Memorials and museums around the world serve as poignant reminders of the lives lost and the lessons learned. Each year, on the anniversary of the sinking, ceremonies are held to pay tribute to those who perished. The Titanic story is a reminder that even in the face of tragedy, hope and humanity endure. The artifacts recovered from the wreck, from personal belongings to pieces of the ship itself, tell stories of the people who were aboard, their dreams and their destinies. She rests on the ocean floor, a solemn monument to a night the world will never forget. The wreck, discovered in 1985, lies in two main pieces, surrounded by a field of debris. It serves as a haunting underwater museum, a testament to a bygone era and a tragedy that continues to captivate the human imagination.